and Miss Walker, how long have y'all been members of Wesley, and what year did y'all join?
We joined in 1960, and we've been members ever since.
Right.
It's because I went to Houston Tolson College, and there was a Mother Church, and so when we weren't in Vesper, we were at Wesley, and I was in the choir at Wesley, and so therefore I attended. And when I left, I came back to Wesley, and then we lived together, and he was in the Baptist church, and one Sunday, tell him what happened. You just got up and what?
Left.
And came to Wesley, and so he decided he would join Wesley, and I was surprised because I didn't know he was going to join Wesley, and so I was so happy, and so we went up and we joined in 1960 under Reverend Prentice Woods. Reverend Dixon did our 25th anniversary right in here.
Yes.
Yep.
And Reverend Dixon and Reverend Chase did our 50th anniversary at Wesley.
What got y'all started doing a Santa Land? What motivated you?
Well, the first I put up two little, I think they were candy canes in the front yard.
Okay.
And one of my friends came by and out in West Austin, they have living trees that they put in the yard in color. And she said, you have a cedar tree. Well, my cedar tree is not so pretty now, but at that time it was pretty. So I decorated the cedar tree. Then I went around another part and I started adding, and I love bears. And everybody started giving me a bear, so I started doing the inside of the house, and it has been growing ever since. Each year I draw it on paper. And then when you set it up and think it's going to work, sometimes it doesn't, and you have to go around and do it another way. But I have the main idea and the main theme and my colors, and we usually give it a theme, what we're going to do. This year has been a little bit different than we usually had. Santa Land, Toy Land, Joy Land, Santa Comes to Christmas, and what have you. And we usually do it on the materialistic side of it, because that's sort of the part that helps us to relax and other people from the problems of the world. But we do know that the reason for the season is Jesus Christ. And we know that first.
The Santa Land was going on long before I ever moved to Astor Place, meaning that Chester and Clara loved to decorate their home. That was one of the things that they loved to do. They just didn't start in November or late October. Clara and Chester would start what I would call in midsummer, getting ready for Santa Land. That is, they would lay out the sketches for where the lights would be. They would lay out the sketches where they would have the Christmas figures, etc. All of that would be started in midsummer.
Well, I started this year in June when it was so hot. So I started inside the house. But because there's only two of us and not a crew, and I'm happy to say that when I looked at TV last night, the people who had crews, it took them 4 and 5 months, and that's what it takes us to do.
Some of my favorite memories were one, kind of watching them in midsummer, as I mentioned, to begin to lay out the lines and places where they wanted certain figures and statues and lights to be. Chester would be all over the place on his ladder, you know, doing that, and Clara would be there directing him and telling him what to do. So it was quite interesting to watch him. Here we are in the middle of Texas summer with 100-degree heat and all of that kind of stuff, and here they are thinking about Santa Land, you know.
When do y'all officially start letting folks come and see the Santa Land?
The day after Thanksgiving, but it doesn't work. They come on Thanksgiving. If we're home, the little boy said, well, we didn't have the sign out. He said, but the car is there. And so we had 12 people on Thanksgiving night. This year, 12.
It just made the community more festive. It made people come in to look at it. So it was just like we were, her her extension of her talents just made it more inclusive or surprising. Maybe surprising is the words, because since she was on the far end and not out, where she could be seen, for people to come and view it.
We had a bicycle group last year.
Yeah.
A club. I thought it was a club, but we have all people, Anglo, Mexican American, Black, and I think I had an Asian this year because she had to translate to her child, but she could speak some English, and I said, well, how did you find out? They said through word of mouth. So they came all the way across town to see, and we took pictures of them last year.
There was a group of people who drove from Guadalupe, I think the 29th block, here, and they just had a good time.
Yeah, they really did. And so we've had all. There's been all races so far.
There was a great history there with Chester, because each year, was a different year, different theme, and he liked taking pictures of persons coming to the Christmas. Clara was quite artistic, and that was one of the things that she loved to do, is to display her artistic talent for designing and lights, and it changed. And Clara liked changing things, adding things each and every year, and she was gifted in that area. And we appreciated her artistic gift to the community at Christmas time.
Clara's very talented. She has a gift. That was no problem for her, because that was the gift given to her, and she just expressed her gift through when Christmas came. She just expressed it.
The thing we enjoy is the fact that the children are happy, the neighbors still want us to do it, and we get a joy. It's our satisfaction also. I said, Chelsea, we go on our memories now. We did have a lot of fun back then. We didn't know it was fun, but we had fun. We had joy and didn't know we had joy, but we had joy.